Hi everyone. So in this session we will make a rocket and will animate the thing and will produce some fumes with the help of this fluid inside Maya 2018. So let's continue. As you can see, we are in modeling tab, and in modeling tab we will just click and draw a cylinder and we'll just move it over here. And one more thing, this cylinder would be the container where the uh, as you can say, this is the bottle where the rocket will fly. So right now what I'm doing, I will just go to the edge, and at first we'll go to the mesh tool, and here we have the insert edge loop tool. So just insert some edges like this and just go to face and just select the top and just delete it. Okay, now we have a hole here, and one more thing we have to do, just go to edge, select all the edges. This time I will go to the edit mesh. Okay, so I will just extrude the same and will just go to press R and just extrude it a little bit. Okay, so now we don't require to go down because we will not focusing in modeling and we are focusing mainly in dynamics, so we'll not go to down and just insert some edges here so that I may give a shape of a bottle and all. So go to vertex. Now I will change my view to the front and I will just select this part and just press R button and just increase the size. As you can see, we have increased the size, and also this one will increase and just okay. So now as you can say, we have just make some sizes, and also we'll just do one more single, select the vertex and just move upward and just select this one and move upward. If you press 3, you will found a kind of jar like object, and okay, press 1. So as you can see, we will not extrude this downward because we will focus on the dynamics. So here we have this one, and we required as you can say cone, and after that we'll go to the channel box and select the cone. We'll go to the channel box, and here you have the input panel. So I will just decrease the input panel. I will just go to the input panel and will go to the polycone one, and here you have the subdivision axis. Will give it 12. Okay, fine, so no problem needed. And one more thing we have to do. What else we have to do? Right click, go to face, select this face, and go to the edit mesh, and here you have the extrude. So I will extrude this in downward direction, and when it's get extruded, we'll go to object mode, select this part, we'll move it here and do one more thing. Just select the face and we'll extrude this again little bit. Okay, and object mode, we'll select this and just move it here. And now what else we have to do? Insert edge loop tool and just put some edges. Okay, and one edges is fine, and just select this part and just move it downward. And now the main thing happens is that I will just select the two faces. 3, okay, 3 would be fine, and after that we'll go to edit mesh, extrude the same in the outward direction, and after extrude, control Z, we'll select 4 of them. I think 4 would be fine. Now it's selecting the whole loop, so we'll go to extrude, and after that we'll just move it outward. Okay, so now I will select both of them and just do one more extrude in the downward direction. So we'll make a rocket like this. This is a Diwali rocket, and just move it here, and we'll select this part, we'll move it here and just increase the size. We'll move it at the top. Okay, so we'll select this and we'll extrude. You can extrude it, well, you have the freedom, so I will just extrude it like this. Okay, so now we select the vertex, we'll move at the top. As you can see, we have made the rocket, and we'll just transparent it and just move it here so that we have a proper spacing. And also we will just put this into the this jar. So we'll move it here, and after that what else we have to do? Just isolate it, sorry, just transparent it, just shift this little bit and just move it here. Okay, so as you can see, we have just moved it and we'll just transparented it, and obviously we have to just give the support like this. And what happens now will be in 120 frames, so we'll just rename this 120 because we don't require 200 frames. Now we'll start animating. So before animating, make sure that this button will checked, because this is the auto key, so you don't have to put by pressing S on the timeline all the time, because auto key is on, so you don't have to put S button on the timeline. So at first you have to just put only one time S, just lock its position. We'll go to the 15 frames and just move it here. Okay, Control Z, sorry. We'll move it here and just go to here. So as you can see, it's getting out here, so I will just move it somehow here. After that we'll move it to 20 frame, and just in 35 it's just move here and just rotate it. Okay, so we'll just move it like this, and after that we'll move it here, rotate it the same. After that we'll just, so I'm doing only random animation, you can do it quite detailed. Okay, I will go to 85 and just move it here. So put here, select this by pressing shift and just move it here. You can, after that in 120 it's just gone to here and just rotated its position. So you have a complete set of animation. It's a rough animation, you can do it quite fair, so this is for only example. Okay, so I will do one more thing. One more thing we have to do, make a ground. So we'll make a short amount of ground like this, increase the size. Okay, fine. So now each and everything is fine, and we have to work in the dynamics now. So at first I will save my file. I will go to the FX tab, and after going to FX tab, you have the fluids. Okay, in fluids you have the 3D container, so I will just click the container. Okay, now as you can see the container has formed, and okay, so I will just move this little bit upward here, and we'll select this and we'll Control H, hide the same. This is the rocket, so we'll select the shape and just rename this rocket. Okay, so this is the rocket, and okay, so I have this small emitter, so I will just select this emitter, will delete the same. Now you have the container and also the ground, so we'll put the ground here. Okay, now what else we needed, I think I have to just hide the ground also, Control H. So now we'll just put a simple sphere, click and just make a sphere. This would be the emitter. Okay, F, will click the F, so delete the face here, so I don't require the face. Select this sphere and just move it somehow here. Go to the transparent mode. Okay, so now as you can see we have just put the sphere inside it. I will just put it more inside it. So I will just put it somehow here, and after that what else we have to do, just press 5, and now as you can see we'll save the file one more. And okay, so I will select the container, and in the attribute editor, so you have fluid shape 1. Okay, so fluid shape 1, in fluid shape 1 you have the very much features. So I will go to auto resize and we'll just click in the auto resize. So the fumes which will generate from it, it will automatically resize. And after that what else we have to do, select the container and shift select the sphere, and I will go to the fluid tab. Here we have the fluid tab, and in fluid tab here you have the add edit contents. Okay, so in add edit contents you have the emit from object. As you can see here we have the emit from object. So what happens if I just click here, as you can see it's emitting from the object. We'll pause this for a while, go to the first frame, and now I will select the fluid container only and go to attribute editor. In fluid shape 1 here you have the container properties, so you have the base resolution. So I will just increase this base resolution to around 52. Okay, fine. And now what else we needed, we'll just go to the outliner. In window you have the outliner, so I will go to the outliner here and just drag this. So in the outliner you have p sphere, which is this sphere, and if you open this you have found the fluid emitter 1. So I will select this one, okay, which is inside this sphere, as we have linked both of them, and go to the fluid and just add the add edit container, so emit from object. So I will select this fluid emitter 1, and what else we have to do, we'll go to the attribute editor, and now this time fluid emitter 1. Okay, fine. And we have the base emitter attributes. Okay, so we'll go to base emitter attributes. Here you have the emitter type, so I will change this emitter type to omni. Okay, now what else we needed, we will just go here only, base emitter attribute, and we have the rate percent. So I will just increase the percent by 1000, so that we needed more smoke and have some random animation in it. Okay, now here you have the emission speed attributes. So I will just go to the emission speed attribute, and in emission speed attribute here you have the speed method. So I will speed method to replace, and after that we have all the values here. So we needed the directional speed, so I will increase this directional speed. So I think 1 is fine. Let's have a look. We'll increase this later words. Direction X I needed to 1 is fine. Okay, 1 is already there. And direction Y, so after X I need the Y coordinates to be minus, so that the fume form in a zigzag motion, irregular shape. So I will just put minus 1 or 10. I think 10 would be fine. Okay, and direction Z will be 0. Okay, so we don't require direction Z. So in outliner again I will just select the fluid, which is the container itself, and we'll go to the attribute editor. So in attribute editor, inside the fluid shape 1, as you can see there are many panels, but I am working here in the fluid shape 1. Okay, so in fluid shape 1 we have the dynamic simulation. Here you found the dynamic simulation. So in dynamic simulation, as I play this one in from the first frame, as you can see, one more thing is that we don't require the gravity too much. So what I will do, I think I will just remove the gravity to 0. Okay, now let's have a look. Okay, so we have content details. So we have the content details here. So I will increase this, and as you can see, when I just open this, it has some sort of sub panels inside it, which is density, velocity, turbulence, temperature. Okay, so we will work in density at first, and in density we have the buoyancy. So we'll increase this buoyancy a little bit. Fine. And here we have the noise, so we'll increase this noise little bit. So we'll just increase this a very little bit. I think 228 is fine. Okay, Now we'll go to the downward and we'll have the velocity panel, which is inside this particular only, which is content details. Okay, so in velocity panel, what else we needed? We needed is swirl. So if I go to first frame and just click, so I need some swirl effect. Okay, so here we have this swirl. So I will just increase this. I think 1.60 would be fine. Okay, we don't require too much of swirl, and again we have the noise inside the velocity, so we'll increase this noise to I think, okay, fine. So we have the turbulence, which is again inside the content details. So in turbulence we have the strength, so I will increase the strength amount and increase this little bit, don't require too much. So first frame. Okay, now what else we needed? We needed the frequency, so we'll increase the frequency by 320. Okay, and speed, definitely we have to work with the speed, so we'll just increase little bit of it. Okay, fine.
Hope you understand the same. Let's meet to the next session.